welcome back to what will likely be the season finale of our dear adventures in Bleakstone. Because, well, I love Gothic horror, and everyone here seems to enjoy it, but Gothic horror on a weekly basis can be kind of hard to live through. So, while after our events tonight, we're going to have a sort of a short refresher and short refreshing campaign. Lots of memes and such that will be very hard to DM, but hopefully fun for everyone here. And if I survive it, then hey, we'll be doing some other fun projects. So, with that in mind, when last we left off, our dear adventurers scaled to the top of the tower, in a dilapidated place once inhabited by a famous wizard in the town of Bleakstone. At the top they found Rug the Rock, a strange, powerful ogre who seemed to have control over the storms, as well as some strong psionic abilities. Apologies for that. As the battle wore on, it went poorly. About half of our dear party was thrown off the top of the tower, thankfully surviving, and, well, after a strategic retreat to the lower levels, what are you doing? If I recall correctly, we had you on the second highest layer. Were you still hanging off the wall there,
No.
dear big?
No, everyone else was running up.
Yeah, and everyone else was like running back up.
We ended it. I think we were on the bottom, running up.
Yeah. Last we left off, it was three of our friends running back up the tower with Rallis on the second highest layer, hearing a ominous chewing sound above them.
Do we want to say we just reconvene for just make it shorter?
Do we want to say we just met up on like the floor below?
Yeah. Because I would have been, I was right at the steps going down to the floor below, the one right below the roof, ready to jump down if he came down.
Yeah.
But so we all reconvene.
Ah, yes, you reconvened on the level below the roof, with Rug's ominous pacing above you, ever louder, and excuse me, and the strange vine-covered man in the corner just not like noise, and complaining as the group eventually comes back together to presumably lick their wounds and strategize.
Okay, well that sucked.
I
Indeed.
agree.
Yep.
So, do we have a plan for what to do for this?
I can't damage him without some magic.
Well, you could take one of my blades. It's carries an enchantment, so it should work a bit better.
That'll have to work.
And I'll just toss Rallis my scimitar.
That's D8, right?
It is a D6.
Okay, D6. I'm not expected to use it, but a D6 is better than literally nothing.
Yeah, he seems to shrug off most things.
Yeah, but he seems to burn just fine.
He did.
But you can't do that again right now, can you?
Not as intensely. I'd be limited to summoning my small pillar of fire.
Don't you get your strength back once you take a little bit to rest?
Yes, about a 30 minutes and my magic should come back.
That'll give you two enough time to recover from that fall.
It would a little bit.
Do you think he'll let us sit here that long?
I don't think he intends to come down here when he has a upper hand up in the open air.
Hmm. Well,
So, we good with a short rest? You
Yeah.
That would be good with me.
and,
said you wanted to mend me back up to full, right?
yes.
Yeah. So,
And how big is the room we're in, you said?
Hmm?
How big is this? What's the size of this room?
It's about like 30 feet across. Was that right?
I'm pretty sure it's just the circumference of the entire building.
Yeah, it's like sort of like a gazebo with the like roof above you and stairs leading up to it. I think it was about 40 feet around, or 40 feet in diameter.
I'll just zero out my hit die so that it's not entirely broken, being able to heal Rallis with a cantrip.
Oh yeah, I'll try and come up with something for
How much do we heal on
balancing
a
that
short
out.
rest again?
However many hit die you choose to use.
So 7, 8, 60.
I know, I'm at 44 of 57, so... I got 78.
And you
for
get
that.
your invisibility back after a short rest, right?
Do I? Do druids get their
Yeah, I'll
spells
need
back
you
on a
also.
short rest? I
No,
don't
it's
think.
only,
that the
it's only warlocks.
Invisibility was a special thing you had.
Yeah, no, that's fear being
Got
a
any more
fear
D8s
bolt.
sitting around?
Yeah. Don't you get that back on a short rest?
I need 6 more.
There's a D8.
You don't have to roll them all at once.
Oh, I don't?
No, because every hit die you roll a d8 and then add your con mod.
Oh, that's true. Oh, okay.
So, whatever your con mod would be, it's whatever you roll plus that.
Yeah,
my
short rest
constitution.
gives back the invisibility, or gives back hidden step.
And is it plus con to just all of those totals, or is it per?
It's every individual roll you get your con mod added.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
That's rid of
it's just a hit die you roll.
them.
But how tall is it?
Hmm?
How tall is the room?
How tall? It's about 20 feet between the floor and the ceiling.
Are you just like doing math in the air?
Okay, I'm trying. I think it might be cool to bring him down into this room.
I'm asking if you're visibly doing things to figure that out so we can ask about it.
Yeah, sure. Would I be able to grow the tree in here? Would that be enough to break the roof down, possibly? Like, to try for it?
You would have to make a roll to like get the staff into the stone. There isn't really a lot of soil here, but theoretically you could, yes.
Like, the tree would be big enough that it's... we could try
Yeah,
it.
actually, you know
Yeah.
what? I do.
What
have
are you
roll
planning?
I was thinking of bringing him down here.
How? It's just a standard quarterstaff right now, right?
It should look normal, I think.
It looks a bit normal. It has like a very sleek finish to it. It seems like a sort of a magical resin rubbed over it, but yeah, for the most part, it looks like just normal quarterstaff.
My old one was almost the same, except it had a mushroom on top.
Yeah.
I would say that's a high enough roll of intelligence. Rouse is going to where?
Should be in the center of the room.
He's going to walk over to the center of the room, extend his talon, and then just jab it into the center, in the middle, to create a hole for him to put the staff in.
Roll me a strength check.
And I imagine, what are you doing? Just laying on the ground, bleeding?
I'm just like applying bandages.
That is going to be a 23. Or, no, 22.
I'm
That's 17
proficient
plus
with
5,
medicine.
not
That
18
lets
plus
me
5.
get basically 7 health potions out of it.
I think I'm good though.
Yes.
I'd
I'll
say
only have
that,
one medical kit.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'd say that with that, you just sort of very clearly just make a good strong slam downwards and make just a little screw-shaped divot into the stone.
He's going to turn towards you. Will that work?
That should.
And,
Is everybody just about ready?
Yeah, at that, Rallis is just going to go take some practice swings with the scimitar to get kind of the weight. Very obviously, he's not used to swinging those around.
Yeah, after about 20-30 minutes, Vane will just sort of get up. Alright, I think my magic's recharged enough for another go.
I'm back up to full health and only used 2 hit die.
If I had 15 more points, I'd be back up to full health, but I think 45 HP should be okay.
I got just shy.
Yeah, I can probably get you back to full.
Oh, okay. How do you do?
I have the medicine kit and the medical feed. It's a health potion, I think, out of a medicine kit.
Oh, thank God.
So,
Yeah, throw it at me. How much do I heal?
That's what I'm looking at.
probably a standard 2d4 plus 2.
It's not a strong health potion.
Or it might be plus your wisdom mod.
Probably. Let me see.
I find it very weird that medicine is wisdom,
Yeah,
It's so druids can heal, I think.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit on.
and nature
It's
is
1d6
intelligence.
plus 4.
It's so fucking
plus
stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice.
I've lived in the woods all my life.
It's
I
plus his
know them
maximum
like the back
number
of
of
my
hit
head.
dice.
Yeah, I can
Minus
use
one.
one,
So
1d6
for us,
plus
it's 7.
4.
So for us, it's
1d6
plus 7.
plus 4?
Yeah.
Plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum hit die.
1d6 plus the hit dice.
Plus 4 plus the hit die.
So 1d6 plus 11.
Okay.
So it might be better than a small health
I mean, that
potion.
takes you basically.
Yeah, that's
He rolled the minimum, but it's
1d6
still enough.
plus
Again, and out of
11.
one medical kit, I can do
12.
this 7 times. It doesn't come up often.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I'm just 3 points shy of full health. That's fine.
I may put a 1 strike on my medicine kit.
But you can use it 10 times. Ooh.
Oh, is it 10?
Yes, it is 10 uses.
I haven't
That's
looked at it
nutty.
in a minute. Well, you have to have the medic feat to do that with
Yeah,
it.
the healer feat,
Yeah,
and it just uses
Right.
1.
it uses 1 charge out of
But
10.
I'm certainly no medic.
Otherwise, it's 1 charge to stabilize. But 0
It
hit
doesn't
point.
do much without that feat.
Yeah. It's like, you think it would just heal?
I think the best
But-
Caleb could possibly do is like give first aid to a gunshot wound.
I'd imagine if we were rolling for that, you should get advantage.
I know there was I was sort of dabbling with like homebrew stuff for like guns and stuff in the past, and I know I had one character whose whole thing was they would just shoot all the ammo in their gun, and that would heat up the barrel so you could cauterize a wound.
I've seen
That's-
people cook bacon with the barrel of their gun. Is that similar?
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
I need you to hold on to something for when it's best used. You're the one most best to hold on to it. And Rallis is going to hand you his only healing potion. If
All right.
someone goes down, get them up.
Gotcha.
Looking at me, knowing he's probably going to get shot.
It is just a 2d4 plus
I mean,
2.
me and you have the lowest, but you're more likely to get hit.
That is Rallis' only healing item,
I wonder
Vane-
why someone might target me.
and I'm
Vane has a
handing
very
it out
coachable
because I
face
have
and personality on
my
top of being the DPS.
I have a recharge on my
How much
second
did you
chance.
say it was?
It's 2d4 plus 2 or plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 2d4 plus
Um,
4 is what I had written down.
4.
I only have marked 1 first level spell slot being expended and no second level. That doesn't sound right. Does anybody have an
I
idea?
I
Also-
think
I
that's
think-
right because
only
you
used
didn't
the,
use any spells.
Use the, was it the thorn floor?
No, I didn't use because he was
Or-
immune to piercing damage.
Oh yeah, it was.
I think I used
You-
hold person.
No, you gave me magic weapon.
Yeah, that's
That was
Yeah,
all you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, because he kept shrugging off all the physical. Not many of my spells do magic damage.
Yeah,
So,
that's what it was.
I used arcane weapon on you. Yeah.
Also, while we were resting, could I make I don't know, an Arcana check or something to see if I can suss out whether or not necrotic damage would be good against him.
I'd say so.
Would you just say it's Arcana?
Arcana would make sense, yeah.
Let me see. What is my at 4th level? What is my wild shape?
is
I
a
might actually want to
16.
jump into the fray this
16? Let me roll something real quick.
Can I roll history to see if there was anything that any weaknesses that Rallis might know about?
Sure, yeah.
time. Yeah, he's a famous war criminal.
Yeah. That's not bad. What's my history? 17?
17? We'll get to you in a second. So, Trista, dear Vane, I'd say that because I rolled very low over here, and you rolled fairly high. Through through your battle against him, you get a pretty good view of what exactly seems to really do good against him and what seems to do poorly.
Mm-hmm.
From what we can tell, psychic, poison, bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing would do next to nothing against him. And I seem to be resistant to lightning, necrotic, radiant, force, cold, and fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Excuse me there, fellas. That pearl bracelet that I have that turns into a gun, I completely forgot the name of it. Sorry about that.
The pearled.
I literally call it pearl bracelet of gun.
You're not wrong.
Hang on, let me double check real quick. I don't think that was the name of it, but I could be wrong.
It's a magic weapon that you have to activate, and
Both
it
my,
doesn't give you.
Yeah, you don't have disadvantage on short range.
Yeah, if
ma-
you're
ranged
within 5 feet
attacks.
of someone.
Which, that said, I have the gunner portrait, so I don't get that anyway, but still. It plus 2, both of my pistols are magical weapons, I think, right?
Yes, the pearled pistol.
Oh, you should. If you could isolate that enchantment and use it, you could just infuse stuff into Rallis. Just instead of having to figure out a way to build in that gun to Rallis's body, you could just make his arm turn into a gun. Action.
At a certain level, the artificer can make any object into magic weapons and store spells.
Hell yeah.
Also,
That's what I
DM,
need.
Can you tell me those immunities and resistances and stuff again?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just turn him into fucking Barrett. That'd be great.
So, immune to psychic, poison, bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing from non-magical weapons, and resistant to fire, lightning, necrotic, radiant, force, and cold.
Wait, it was fire, lightning, necrotic, and what?
Radiant, force, and cold.
Okay.
This man be a tank.
Indeed.
We'll talk about infusing stuff once we get back to town, because there's a lot I need to fix about my character, and I know that the audience, whatever audience we might have, is probably screaming at me in particular in the comments for how absolutely wrong I've been playing playing Artificer.
I did it wrong too.
Believe me, I know.
So
I know now.
here's the fun thing about Rallis. From day one, I've always intended to enchant both his weapons to do elemental damage. Big gave me a reason to, in character, do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Let me see real quick.
While they're doing that, you want to resolve that 17 history?
Yes. So, when there were many tales told of Rug the Rock about how he had power over the storms and how he could be especially brutal to prisoners. You don't really know much about his new abilities, about being able to control severed limbs and such. Those seem to be a more recent addition. But apologies. But you recall that when he was captured, they managed to do so by essentially using a spell of silence to stop his chants, and As the rain pours down on the tower around you, you recall that he was chanting a good bit before this storm started.
Rouse is going to look up as he remembers this. Does anyone know silence?
I do not. That's not my domain of expertise.
I work with Fibblefip all day, so no.
I don't either.
Damn. He wouldn't be able to cast a spell. I'm gonna turn towards the wizard. You wouldn't happen to know silence, would you?
Me up.
I'm gonna look over at Vane and look back over. What if our first shipment to you is doubled? Would you cast silence on Rug when he comes tumbling down and keep him silenced?
You see him like sort of reach up and scratch at his cheek. You see the rotting skin sort of fray and crack a bit as he does.
Tempting.
I'm gonna look
Roll
back
a
over.
persuasion check.
Okay. Is it with advantage?
No.
Damn it. I really hope this guy rolls a natural 1. How's a 6 do you?
Is
With
it?
a 7, this man.
I'm gonna turn back towards Vane. Vane?
Fine. How about instead of double, triple?
Roll a persuasion check.
As he just sort of
Actually-
looks at you, Rallis, with a look of utter disdain, like,
No.
I'm helping him. Can he have advantage?
What is it?
I'm sorry, you made your own separate one. What'd you roll?
That would be a nat 1.
So this man's fear of
Does-
Rug.
Does anyone have an inspiration they want to give him?
I'm not a bard.
No, like an inspiration guy that the DM hasn't given you.
Not how inspiration works, I'm afraid. I'm not sure, Bard. Yeah, you just see the guy like, but you lose. We get nothing and this except
Burned and the torn up.
Noto.
Very well. The original amount it is then.
Do. And don't your spells have verbal components?
Some of them do, yes.
So it would limit us as well.
No, silence is targeted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So what is your all's plan anyway? You've been digging at that rock.
We're gonna break that and drop his ass.
Bring down the roof.
Alright then, if that's the case, I could place a curse upon him to make him less likely to land on his feet. I can place Hex on him and give him disadvantage on whatever saving throw.
You would have to run up the stairs and cast that right before it goes off.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to cast Booming Blade on him, would the falling count as movement?
I
think
think it has to
vertical
be
movement-
voluntary.
Vertical movement counts as movement, but yeah, I think Booming Blade might be voluntary movement.
Yeah, it's like when you move, not when you are moved.
Oh, I also meant to ask.
Yeah, if it's willingly moved 5 feet.
But
Okay.
fear counts. If they move because they're afraid of you, that still counts.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
use cause fear, but I'd rather not use a spell slot on that.
That pearled gun. Do I get any attack bonuses with it, and also what's its damage? I forgot
Ah.
to write that down.
No worries, no worries. Let's see.
I imagine it's probably just my dex mod plus proficiency bonus. I mean, I think it's proficiency bonus anyway.
It is a gun, yes.
Cool.
So, the Pearl Pistol requires attunement, starts as a bracelet, and can be transformed as a bonus action, deals 2d8 plus dex plus 2 magical piercing damage,
2d8 plus what?
plus dex plus 2.
Nice. Okay.
Apologies, folks, it's been about a month between
Check
this
this
section
out.
and the last one.
You can do this as a third level artificer, which I am.
Proficiency bonus.
It makes it. It would count as a
Why
magic
is this
weapon.
on 9?
And this is
It should
permanent.
be 8. What am I doing? Why am I dumb?
A what level?
You just second level, and I'm third.
You could do that to Rallis right now, couldn't you?
It takes a long rest to do,
Ah, damn.
but it's permanent.
Yeah. I could re-enchant a weapon later.
Alright, but yeah. So do you all want me to cast Hex on him?
If you think you'd be safe doing it.
That where we could just drop him, and as soon as he falls, you could blast him with something.
Yeah, because Hex is a range of 90 feet, and I can hold it for up to an hour. Would you change it to Dex?
It would be Dex or Strength, depending. It might be Acrobatics.
If he's falling, it would be a dex save.
So yeah, I could just sneak up, place that, and then get ready downstairs.
Do you think that would be your best option with your spells?
If you're comfortable doing it.
Because I could do that, and then I could cast Scorching Ray. Because the Scorching Ray is probably my best damage output, because that would be 10d6 total. It would be spread across the other attacks, but my next best thing would be Blight, which would do 8d8, but it would be a con save, and I think he'd probably pass that.
I'm gonna turn towards Caleb. Hey, here's what you should do. Go hang out down on the stairs leading down. Just keep jumping up and down, while in and out of cover as you take your shots. That way he won't be able to hit you.
Okay, Caleb will do exactly that.
Yeah. And just keep an eye on if anyone goes down. You're probably the fastest of all of us.
Alright, are we ready?
Did you say Necrotic would work on him?
He resists it.
Oh.
It will work, though. All of my spell types are resisted by him.
Except for fire, since you have that thing that...
Oh yeah, that negates resistance, but...
Which, confused the bloody hell out of me when you lit him up and he burned like, dry tinder, and we tried it and it did nothing.
Yeah.
Vane is just
I've learned nothing is
wrong,
going to
might
be
say.
weak to fire ever again in this fucking campaign. You people are monsters.
We are.
Do we all want to go and take our positions?
Yep.
I will,
I came up with a fire vaccine and I distributed it to the masses, and no more.
I'd say
And then I
since
burned through it anyway.
these two are probably going to be safe on the stairs. You and you have to be in the center. I'm going to be next to that because that's probably the safest place.
I'm gonna spread out my spores as well. You're not biological, so you should be fine.
Isn't that an ally doesn't take damage thing?
I can choose who takes damage.
Okay. And just to throw it out there, I'm going to take the dodge action until battle officially starts. That way, just automatically, it'll be disadvantaged to attack Rallis.
Which, your spores, they do poison damage?
Necrotic.
Oh, okay, necrotic, so we just...
That's why I asked.
Do they do a set damage?
It's a D4 and then a D6. I'm not sure what they're at the moment. I haven't used them much.
It's probably based off druid level,
Yeah.
so it's probably still at a D4.
Yeah. Yeah, D4 right now.
Yeah, because you're level 4 druid, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So probably next level they go up to D6.
Hopefully.
I think we are about ready.
Let me see. I'm looking up the notes on the staff again.
Uh,
Awaken once per day, per 3 days. Tree form once per day.
I'm also going to drop a echo down the stairs a little bit.
So
No,
how will this work? While it's a tree, I guess I don't have the staff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but when I need to, I can just like walk up and turn it back into a staff.
Yes.
Okay.
So long as the tree is not killed.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Johnny, could you get past me a drink, please?
Sure thing.
On the bright side, while it's a tree, the overcrop should keep us somewhat safe.
Yeah, I imagine it's not gonna. If we're directly under it, it's gonna be hard to get hit.
Yeah.
Yes, I will go ahead and just try and sneak up the stairs to try and place Hex without him noticing me.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I will let Rallis know that I can make that a magic weapon once this is done.
That is a 21.
Let me check.
So, last session, I got struck by lightning a lot. I looked down and went, oh yeah, I have lightning resistance.
Ah,
Completely forgot.
Oh yeah, because you changed your breath type and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, because everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, literally. I used to be a red dragonborn. Now I'm silver.
Excuse me, silver is cold, you dumb idiot.
He's metal.
So, as you sneak your way up the stairs, you see Roog sort of sitting at the place where his desk used to be. Just sort of, he has the plate in front of him, and you see that where once there were a couple of very well tenderized hands, there's now just bones left over as he's sort of munched on and fed upon his meal.
He had a craving that only hands could do.
God damn it.
When's the last time you watched Llamas with Us?
A while.
Yes.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'll go ahead and cast Hex on him, so for the next hour that I hold concentration, he has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Yeah.
And whenever I hit him with an attack, he takes an extra 1d6. Also, with the separate rays of Scorching Ray, would that each of those trigger it? The Hex?
I believe so, because it's a separate attack.
Yeah, because they are separate
True,
attack
like if they
rolls.
could have separate targets, then yes, I would say so.
Okay, so yes, they would. Okay.
By the way, I also have my shield out for that plus 2 AC.
Okay.
And with that, I will go ahead and head on down the stairs quietly and just give everyone the okay.
It's 6th level. That it becomes a D6, not 5th.
Okay.
Okay. I figured it was either 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
That's usually when things evolve.
Yep.
Alright, so yep, we're good to go.
And I'm in cover right now, currently, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you duck downstairs, you'll be able to stay in cover.
Yeah,
Oh, I can make it deal 2d4, actually.
And that'll be so that, you can not get struck by lightning.
Yeah.
If I use my wild shape.
And I
never
can't
use
get
it.
that far away, otherwise the Hex would break, so I'm just sitting at the bottom of the stairs leading up to the roof.
Yeah.
Would, if I were to turn invisible, would activating the tree thing, would that count as an attack or not?
I wouldn't say so, no.
Okay.
I mean, you could just do it after, when he's still confused.
Alright.
I knew.
So Big's gonna kind of rub his hand, straighten out his back, and like slam this staff down into the hole.
Yeah, you sort of send it down for a nice chunk, and you hear a little bit of chipping as the stone beneath, already weakening, sort of crumbles away. And slowly but surely it begins to bud and spread out, and soon and eventually just send forth a very large canopy of leaves directly into the roof. And as it does, you hear a bit of a cracking and creaking as the roof above you sort of crumbles away. You just hear a very audible, "What the?"
Goodness,
My God, did it go down his throat and eat up his lungs?
And as a healthy branch of leaves goes directly into his mouth, cleaning out his throat in ways he knew not his throat needed cleaning. You do see, amidst the rain and falling debris, you do see Roog the Rock falling from the edge, like, with a very surprised look on his face, like, what?
Food he hadn't eaten in years came out of his throat.
When did I have broccoli?
I am a carnivore.
Hands he'd eaten before the war, he coughed up.
Excuse me, sorry. Apologies for that, folks. My throat's a little bit rough at the moment. But, yeah. What are you just gonna... Yeah, he just falls down to the edge. And, as he does, you hear a very audible crack as he falls to the floor.
Thank goodness he's immune to bludgeoning damage.
He would have taken 1d6.
He would have.
Yeah, but he is laying down, I assume.
Oh, he would need to make a save, right? And he has disadvantage.
Oh, he fell off the edge of the tower. He's on the ground below you.
Yeah, thank goodness he's immune to bludgeoning damage. That would have done a lot.
Yeah, he really failed that save. He failed that save the most you could fail a save. If one might
Downstairs
say.
now. Rallis immediately just swapped with his echo.
Also, because it's so far away, that would break my curse, so he is no longer disadvantaged on dex saves.
Thank goodness.
But he is confused.
He is highly confused.
It was as if the disadvantage didn't even matter because I rolled a 1 the first time.
So we should all be running downstairs.
Yes, I assume we're all running downstairs after we heard that.
Yeah.
I will reluctantly try to grab my staff. However long it takes that to untransform.
This is one action. Just so like 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's like an action or so.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just as everyone else rushes downstairs, Big just sort of like very awkwardly leans against a tree, like, yeah, I did that. Then it just like turns back into a staff in his hand and he just falls over to one side.
If he comes back inside trying to get back up, that's the best thing that could happen. Because now he has no lightning ability.
Yeah, if we can fight him on a lower floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just bar his way. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll be one action behind them. If this counts, or otherwise.
Because I assume we're just double moving.
Yeah, we're just dashing.
Running down. I don't know if this still counts as in combat.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, you guys start to make your way back to down the tower. You hear, I suppose you think you're very clever, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You kind of hear a very loud cracking as you hear what you assume are bones moving back into place and
Ragged coughing.
ragged coughing as you hear a spluttering sound as though many leaves were just exiting this man's lungs.
Okay, quick question. 60 feet up from the ground, would that be the second floor?
I think so.
Okay, assuming it is. Would I be able to look out the window on whatever side he's in to look down at him?
I'd say so, yeah.
I'd like to cast Great Bonfire wherever he's laying.
So he is now on a bonfire. Just lay belly first onto it.
You already said yes. You can't take it back.
I know. I wasn't going to.
He was just thinking in Rogue character.
I was just thinking,
How have my life choices led me here?
my spells have a lot of range. I wonder.
Hi, that's me, Rug the Rock. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this crazy situation.
With all of my bones outside my body, laying on a fire.
I just do it like
Go the leaves of night.
the equivalent of 2 turns before we'd actually get there. Might as well do something.
Yeah.
So yes.
That's a
So yeah,
D8.
he just starts to stand up and like hold his arms out to the side. Is that? Oh, and then his feet just erupt into flames.
Is that all you?
Ah, damn, I have feather falling. I should have just leaped off the fucking edge.
Oh yeah, that's great. The metal man falls light as a feather.
Okay, and do you want him to make the save on it with disadvantage, or just he tries to make his dex save?
Yeah, we'll try and make a save.
Natural 1.
Mother.
So as he continues to stand in the fire, not quite aware that he's on fire.
I love that I can curse the DM's rolls now.
I mean,
You should have rolled all those D20s. All those
I
natural
hate
20s.
you. I hate you. I actually hate you. You are
Curse
hateable.
brings
You
balance.
are dislikable. You are disliked. You are hated.
So
no.
he is inside of a 5-foot cube of fire that he cannot resist.
Wonderful.
So do I just roll my damage?
I'm gonna get different
Sure.
fucking fight music.
See, that's it. So that will be.
You're no longer clowns. You are the entire circus.
What do you get when you roll a nat 1 that's on a spell save?
Oh.
Double damage.
That will be an 11. 11 fire damage he cannot resist.
Oh, no.
That
one. This is the meaty one.
Yes, roll severity real quick.
Does he resist ice or cold damage?
Yes. He resists almost everything.
What doesn't he resist?
I have no idea.
Thunder.
Fuck you. You know, that's big in character to God.
Okay.
Fuck you.
So, you see the fat man stand up and hold his arms aside. Is that? Oh! And then as his legs start to knit together, you see one sort of fall very solidly knit itself back together with sinew. The other one starts to, but as you cast your bonfire, you see The strings that hold it in place sort of strain and give a very loud whine, and before they can get back into place, you hear them just like snap like wires under high tension as he falls to one side. Ah! 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 And you hear him sort of dragging himself away from the fire. Ah, fuck! God! And yeah, that did not sound good.
Right. And I guess
does fire fuck with entangle?
no.
Well, I know some like fire destroys plants in D&D.
I mean, there's nothing rules written that it does.
Okay. Can I cast entangle?
I mean, you all getting down there?
Range is
finally?
90 feet. If you can look out a window, I can.
Yeah, and you'd be behind him, so...
So you do.
Can
it
I
the
hold
third
him in
floor.
the fire?
Sure.
My spell save DC isn't high though. He'll probably make it.
Not when he rolls another natural one.
If he does.
You need to fucking stop.
Oh wait, I don't have to roll
Fine,
for that.
natural 2.
Why was it a 2? What the fuck?
So he's rigged your dice. He's done something. He's mentioned it before.
So how long is he going to be trapped in that fire?
Hang
He
on.
is very entangled.
Let me see.
From
Let
where
me
you're
see.
sitting, this must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck.
I'm having a great time.
The truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
What you
My
don't know
life
is
is a
I'm the real
tragedy.
god here.
Let's see.
Gultier doesn't believe in the
anyway,
higher
he
the
clowned
dice.
on us
So
the
that'll
first
be.
time. Now
I'm guessing a 6 does not make it.
No.
Okay.
So he clowned on us the first time. Now we're going to dome him on the second half.
On his next turn, he can try to escape.
Try.
Oh boy.
With a natural 3.
But if he's starting his
Stop. No
If
more.
he's starting his turn in the fire,
He will be starting his turn in the fire.
as you should.
Well, it's whenever they move there or enter or inside of it for the first time, or whenever they end their turn there. So if he ends his turn still there, he's still gonna be burning.
All right.
All right.
Now, as you all make your way down to the bottom of the tower, you may all roll initiative.
Also, Vane is staying in that second story window.
Okay.
It smells like Krishnans in here. What?
Ooh, that's not bad. 18?
I got a 22.
I rolled a 9.
Let's see. Where is mine? There it is. Mine is a 22.
So,
So we got two
Technically-
22s, an 18, and a 9.
well, technically mine's an 11. I rolled a 9. Big is not fast or strong, but he is wise.
In relation to the front door, where is he?
Not in the front door. He's like on the other opposite side of the building.
Okay.
So for them, or is it starting initiative like as they're entering, like leaving the tower?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to say as I leave the tower, I'm going to drop my echo and just have it follow me around
Okay.
from the inside. That way it's within the range, and it can only move as far as I can.
Okay.
You know there's no disadvantages given to the creature entangled.
But we have advantage to hit it. Which
it?
means you need to run up and shoot him now.
Yeah. If
It
it,
doesn't say it in the spell.
well, it gains
All
a
right,
status.
time to see what
entangled.
this
Yes,
gun bracelet can
It's
do.
restrained.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
we'll take
gives
about-
So
restrained status.
restrained attack rolls against it have advantage. Its attack rolls have disadvantage. It has disadvantage on dex saves, and its speed becomes 0 and can't benefit from any speed bonuses.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have advantage.
If we had a rogue in the party, I tell you what. Be a good time to get some sneak attack in.
What's your rogue level right now?
3.
So that's still a plus one extra d6.
It's 2d6 right now.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, you need to attack him as soon as possible before he breaks free.
I could do so now, right? Okay, yeah.
Well,
so
once you run around enough to see him.
What do you think
yeah.
being entangled and thorny, flaming
So yeah,
vines does to you.
we'll go ahead and move down to where we can actually, shoot the guy. How far away is that?
It's the opposite side of the tower.
Yeah, it's like you guys exit on one side of the tower. He's about 10 feet from the wall on the other opposite side. So it'd be like if you ran around the edge, you would be able to take a shot at him.
Okay.
Are there any windows on the bottom floor?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Then we'll
Second
use
floor.
a
Up.
then we'll use a bonus action to transform the pearl bracelet. And well, I have advantage, so let's shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah, because only your magic bullet would do anything.
Well, I think all of his guns are magical.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Oh.
because both my actual guns are infused. However, I think technically speaking, the pearl pistol does more damage than either one of them.
So yeah, you should use that as your main weapon and the +1 as your other one, as your offhand.
So, natural 20.
Okay.
So your sneak attack gets doubled.
Neat.
This is why rogues are disgusting at later levels.
Yeah, rogues are broken.
But paladins are even worse.
They are.
Yeah,
the
because
only
you can
ones.
crit
They can
and then
choose
go,
when their
hey,
sneak attack happens without anything.
you can crit
So,
and just go,
let's
yeah, I'm
see.
going to activate
First is
smite right now.
2d8 plus my dex
You can
mod plus
smite in one
2.
turn as many times as you want, as you have spell
No.
slots.
Yep. Well, it costs a bonus
Fuck's my
action.
d8. Here it is. Ugh. That's 1.
Nut tap.
Does it take your concentration?
What?
Bonfire?
It does.
Yeah, does it entangle you?
Oh.
But I have other
7.
spells to do.
Yeah.
Let me bring up my calculator here because I am shit at
I don't
math,
think
of
I can
course.
use Shillelagh.
7 plus 5 plus 2. That's already 14. Now I think we roll sneak attack,
Yep.
which gets doubled. Is that doubled every roll or doubled total?
Your dice roll gets doubled.
So every roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5.
Because technically, instead of rolling 2d6, you're supposed to roll 4. You just roll the dice again, but we just double it.
Okay. 4. And okay. I think that's a grand total of 28 damage. And then if I have any more movement left, I will get back into cover.
All right.
Think I do.
Yeah, as you rush around the edge of the apologies. As you run around the edge of the tower, you quickly summon your pistol and take aim as the guy is just struggling, trying to get himself back up, and launch a bullet straight at one of his hands. You see the arm sort of collapse off and just fall to the side, and he falls back to the ground. Ah!
Does it now need to roll a save against his thing?
Hmm?
Does his arm now need to roll a save?
I wouldn't say so.
Is it in the fire?
It's a 5-foot cube of fire, so yes.
But anyway.
But yes, as your turn ends, as a legendary action, you see Rug sort of push it. Well, for those of you who can see him, some of you are still walking down.
Yeah.
Kind of see Rug push up with his other arm and say, "All right, enough." And then you see the hand that was just shot off clench into a fist as it shoots towards the tower. And I'm gonna roll something for him real quick.
He's bringing the house down. No.
Watch it fall on him and he just dies.
Did he just did a and launched his fist. What anime is this?
And yes, with let me just double check real quick. So Johnny, does a 19 hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see the fist you hear the fist sort of break through the tower wall and punch a few blocks aside. You turn just in time to see the arm racing towards you as if what the? And it just gets a very solid punch on your right cheek.
I don't have uncanny dodge yet, I don't think.
No, it's 2 levels from now that you get it.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I was about to suggest it and then went, no, wait, he doesn't get that for a few more levels.
It was detached from him.
Yeah.
So say that one probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
Now the 14
The
bludgeoning
idea with it
damage.
being the disadvantage is that you're like stuck in place.
Yeah. But if it got shut off, I would say it wouldn't.
If
Yeah,
I
I'd say
remember correctly, that's the only thing he can do for legendary action.
It was like that or recall it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can recall
He,
him and
like,
leave
he
him
only
up.
has one per turn, I believe.
Yes.
He can also summon lightning.
Yep.
That is now your turn, Bane.
Right. Well, with my turn, I am going to.
Does your bonfire do anything on your turn?
No, I just cast it.
Okay.
But I'm going to cast Scorching Ray, and that will be with a 4th level spell slot.
Alright.
So it has 2 extra bolts. So that makes 5 total. So let me. And these all have advantage since he's entangled, correct?
Yes.
Natural 20.
So
No, you can only affect the DM's dice.
Yeah, it's the feat I took after he rolled so many 20s against me.
Yeah, unlucky.
oh, that's 1 crit.
Oh boy.
The other twos were like,
Oh, your attacks have advantage.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The other ones had mid 20s, I assume, hit.
Yeah.
That bounced off the goddamn dice. Well, that rolled the same thing two times. That one. Well, hold on. So 4 plus 8, that is 12, correct?
Yep.
So on that one, I'm going to use Devil's Own Luck to add a D10 to that before seeing the outcome. Since I assume it misses. So, does an 18 hit?
Let me check.
I'm pretty sure it does.
I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay. So, I used my ability on that one, so that's the 4th one. Okay. So, all of them were 17 plus 8 or higher. Other than that, 18. So they would all hit. And one of them was a crit.
Your third one was a crit, right?
Yes, the third one was. But let me just go ahead and roll the crit one first so we can get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Max damage.
So that would be 1, 2. Oh, that is max damage, yes. So that one will
Those of you
do.
at home, I am staring at our dear friend Rallis with the maddened gaze of a man who has seen too many things.
Hey,
So-
on the bright side, Rallis can't get to him until next turn, unless if I want to double move, which I'm not going to do.
So that's 12 plus 8 is 20. Doubled is 40.
Oh boy.
So 40.
I'm so glad you bypass his resistance.
That's 14 for the second one. That's another 14. That's 11. And that's 15. So,
Be 94 total.
yes. And let's see. So that's my last spell slot, gone in 2 seconds.
On the bright side, I still get dueling with this sword.
And yeah, with that, yeah, that'll just be my turn there.
Alright. As a legendary action. I'm sorry. After the various beams come down, you hear this man scream in very great agony as flames that once held no sway over him begin to scorch his flesh, and you hear a few more of the very loud whining pops as the flames sort of singe into him. And you see the wires sort of holding him together begin to fray and stretch out a bit. Like, So, as the final legendary action, you see him reach a hand towards the sky very vainly, and then reach it towards his own chest.
For you, Lord Aenir, I sacrifice everything.
And you see his hand sort of delve down into his chest and squeeze his own heart. And as you do, you see the storm above, which had begun to peter out a bit, suddenly raise in intensity as the clouds above you begin to lightning storm and thunder booms once more. And you see the clouds around you begin to congeal, sort of moving in on one spot and then slowly reaching down towards the earth and beginning to spin. So, I need you all to make me a dex save.
Okay. No.
What'd you get?
A natural 1. I'm
Karma.
still technically inside. Am I, do they have advantage, first off?
No.
Okay. I'll take half damage regardless.
So does being inside not help at all?
Afraid not.
Okay, so that's 8 for me.
I was
18.
outside.
I
I
you were
never
still
even
on
got a
the.
turn outside.
I thought you were still on the top floor with Vayne.
I didn't stay with Vayne. I just stopped to cast a spell.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. To my dex saves, I had 2, so
You
12.
You also aren't invisible since you cast that spell.
I know. I don't think it would help me dodge the lightning.
So it was 1, 8. What'd
That's
you get?
12.
12 and
Johnny?
18.
18. Okay, so
Sorry, I was reading something. I'm just reading over Artificer from
no
Sight
worries.
again.
No
Man,
worries, no worries.
man, this Artificer rogue combo would seem really cool if I actually played Artificer, right?
I've been looking up on how multi-classing works for 2 spellcasters,
Hey, so
and I have 3rd level
Can
spell
you
slots
readjust
that
your
I've never
pop
used.
filter is not lined up with your mic properly?
Oh, there we go.
Thanks.
Thank
I
you
don't
for that
know any
help.
3rd level spells, but I do have 3rd level spell slots that I didn't know about.
So, as the clouds reach down towards the earth and spin, they begin to intensify. I'd say that growing up in Bleakstone, you know that these used to be fairly common in the area around. They might still be. You don't know. People haven't really gone outside of the city much, but you very quickly recognize the early warning sign of a fucking tornado, and very quickly sort of brace yourself against the wall. Your friends, unfortunately, don't see quite the same thing. They just see more storm shenanigans, and as the tower begins to creak as the winds blow with such intensity as to force the stones from the walls, and you hear the tower begin to creak and crumble, and eventually fall to one side. From your sort of secure position, you kind of see the tower beginning to fall over on top of Rug as his hand is still clutching his heart, and you see a very odd, wistful smile upon his face. Now, theatrics aside, one moment. You've made a save, so this will be half damage for you.
Oh, thank God. Well, I guess in this case, thank you, Dexterity mod.
Wait, the tower's falling on us?
Yep.
Tower's
tragic.
falling over with some of you in it. And
Oh.
if you're outside, you're getting caught in debris, basically.
Oh.
Yeah,
But the tower itself isn't like gonna crush me.
No.
Oh, okay. I can probably survive some of the tower, right? Big isn't sturdy. Yeah, I have 3 3rd level spell slots. For Artificer, it's half rounded up, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Half level rounded up, I'm
So-
3, so that would be 2.
For those of you who did not manage to brace yourself, you have taken 47 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
I have
Johnny,
57 health total.
I have 54.
You're still awake.
So 47 and half that.
be 24.
Okay.
Boop. Down to the single digits again.
I am at 10, because I was at full health.
I am 1 above what I was when they started.
Let's see.
Which
If I
says
hadn't
7.
healed, if we hadn't taken the short rest, I would have died. I was at 44.
I would have
You
died as well.
remember after the last session where I was saying we should all take a short rest, and you guys were like, "No, we'll be fine."
We didn't want him to heal.
He did heal, but also he's supposed to be resistant to fire, and a fire attack just almost immediately killed him.
What I was about to say is this is his like final gambit. I didn't think we'd hurt him that bad.
I literally,
Yeah, dealt. Well, he was down when he started. When this turn started, he was at 60 damage.
I dealt
That
like
took him-
90 plus.
That dealt took him up to 183 damage. He had 200 health.
so he's dead.
Yes, I had it written down that if the situation looked hopeless and he was very damaged, he would do the final kill himself move.
Which is summon a tornado.
Okay.
Yep.
So he worked with the storm giants, I assume.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wild guess, it was the storm variant, which are the most prideful.
Man, but who would have thought fighting devils was comparatively easy to fighting these giant people? How did your race lose, you fucking losers?
We didn't lose.
I don't
You
know.
didn't win. The giants aren't all dead.
I mean, your battle lost.
I don't know. It was a
Yeah, I
Pyrrhic
mean,
victory,
you
man.
specifically lost.
The Giants took your skin.
As far as Vane knows, he just knows you got your shit kicked in. But
Yeah, so I am
anyway.
at 10 health.
I mean, let's go collect his head and then head back. And I would like my healing potion back.
You can ask that once the scene finishes
Yeah.
playing out.
Yes, the tower collapses and you feel it break apart into a few separate pieces and sort of roll about damage. Oh, yes?
Sorry, I'd like to, if it wasn't already in the scene, hear what happened to the plant guy.
I was about to ask, is he dead?
Well, I just wanted, if you had...
What was
include him
his
in the
save?
scene.
We'll get to him and... You know what? I didn't make a save for him. Actually, that's a good
I
point.
hope he rolls a natural 20.
Give him advantage. He's got to be attached to the walls.
Yeah,
or
I was about to
something.
say he's rooted in, so I did.
We just
he
see a
does have
giant
advantage.
ball of vines flying into the distance.
No, it's like Groot at the end of Guardians of the
So
Galaxy.
for
1.
22.
Sweet. Yeah, he's fine.
The contract remains in force.
Yeah, as the tower collapses and breaks into a few parts, you see the headless vine man just sort of brace himself as lots of the vines and such sort of contort along the higher part of the tower. As it falls over, you see a few of the lines sort of latch out and you see the top part of the tower sort of embed itself into a very large tree, almost like a very makeshift tree house. Along with very angry swearing in many, many languages. Yeah, the rest of you're kind of caught in the debris as the tower breaks into a few different parts and shatters apart. The tornado seems to disappear almost as soon as it appeared, and with a few of the trees nearby sort of concaving in towards it, you see a lot of debris still floating off into the air, but the storm breaks and the sun begins to shine again. So, as you all begin to...
Can you please silence that for this session?
Apologies.
No worries, no
Silence my
worries.
phone.
Yeah.
So, as you all begin to recover from a 6-second natural disaster, what do?
Rouse is gonna throw his echo up, swap within, try and dig these two out.
Yeah, I assume Vane's is just crawling out on all fours, just covered in like stone dust and stuff.
Actually, he's also gonna look over to Vane, not Vane, Caleb. Caleb, get his head for me, and just hold out the sword, or he'll put it in his echo's hand.
So if I was standing like right at the entrance to the tower, where would I be now?
You probably would have been next to Rallis, because that's where I was.
Yeah, it'd probably be like sprawled out a bit from where the tower was, as like it fell behind you and just sent a lot of like stone shrapnel into your back.
So yeah, I guess I'll get up and try to attend to wounds.
And
We'll say, dear Rallis, as you sort of push yourself up from the rubble and start to look around, you have a little bit of difficulty. You see your vision on one side sort of flickers a good bit, and and as you look around, you kind of see everything's a bit foggy on one side. For those of you who can see Rallis, you kind of see a bit of a crack going along one of the lenses of his eyes.
I mean, we could fix that.
Yes, but until it is fixed, you have gained the half-blinded condition.
Okay.
Yeah. Which basically just means that you have disadvantage on perception checks and investigation.
But it's cool story-wise.
Okay.
Very dramatic. So, yeah, Vane looks to be in the worst condition, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to.
Yeah, I'll just get up and just like start brushing dust out of my hair and stuff.
You okay?
I've been through worse, like getting shot, but other than that, I'm fine.
Good.
So, I'll walk up with the medical kit and just try to start applying more bandages on top of the bandages you've already had applied.
And Caleb, being told to go and collect his head, is going to somewhat weakly just like slowly raise up a thumb and then go grab the hand axe he has on him and start hacking at this dude's.
Say, he puts the gun at his neck and just fires a line across.
And Rallis will return your scimitar.
All right.
And you walk over to the body of Rue de Rock, and you see a hand sort of embedded in his chest and a very odd, wistful smile upon his face as the cake and ash and everything else, the blood and ash and everything is just sort of caked over him.
Before I actually cut off his head, I'm just going to plant one right into his fucking skull. Just to make absolutely sure this dude is not getting back up.
Well, you see his brain knit back together. His eyes light up, and he raises up.
Well, for natural one, your bullet performs brain surgery upon him, and he wakes up back up.
And he wakes up, in a very strange place in a desert in California.
Congratulations.
Everyone, create new characters.
Congratulations, Rue de Rock is now Phineas Gage.
Let's also just take his hands, just for the irony.
Fuck it. Remind me never, ever, to fight a storm mage again.
It's not wise to mutilate the dead.
Don't worry. They usually don't get back up. And I'll just sort of look up. So the plant guy, is he just sort of like hanging in a tree nearby?
Yeah. The top part of the tower just embedded itself in a tree, and you see the wizard up there just like just constantly moving vines around to try and like keep itself in a help, falling right. You see him panicking and yeah, he just does not look like he's having a good time.
I'll look over at Big. You think you can make a softer place for him to land with some bushes or something?
Probably. Yeah, so I'll I guess just walk up under him and. So that how high up off the ground is he?
It's about 60 feet in the air by now.
Nice. Let's see.
Can I look around, see if I can spot the two dwarves that ran off? See if they made it safely out?
You can make a perception check, yeah.
And I would assume they were already gone since we waited 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I don't see any signs of them.
I will say that if you wanted to actually follow up and take his hands, I would need an investigation check, because one of them was in the rubble at the time.
14.
We're at 14? You don't see any sign of them, so they probably weren't in the area, which probably good.
Oh, the Ogoloth or whatever?
No, Linda's kids.
Oh.
Yeah, the dwarves.
Oh, yeah, because the troll giant things just kind of pieced out right after we went up. Let's see.
You got that investigation check?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, for the hands. Yeah.
There was a... Hang on just a second here. I need to... Oh, no, that's insight. Okay. So investigation, that is a 12 plus a 3. That's a 15 plus proficiency bonus, so an 18.
You see? Let me roll. Unfortunately, you find a good bit of stuff. You find a lot of his personal effects and stuff, but unfortunately the hand that had been launched out you are unable to find. Seems to be buried too deeply into rubble.
So you just got the one that was in his chest?
Ah, yeah, he just got the one that he used to...
I guess,
Close enough?
what Big's done with Vane, Rallis is actually going to walk over to you to say, "Hey, Druid," and point at his head. Little help?
Yeah, I guess. I'll put my hand over his eye, I guess, and just mend.
Alright.
What would... I guess, I think you roll, right? A D4?
No, this isn't for healing. This is to fix it.
Ah,
Because men can just do that.
would it work?
Well, you see the cracks sort of seal up, but Rallis, you don't really feel any change.
Okay.
Just to say I had notes for this, because for
Yeah.
Rallis specifically, sorry.
I'm gonna take the head back to Mendax anyway, so they can get me fixed up.
Yeah, I'll let you... It looks repaired. Does it do anything?
Nope.
Not familiar with complex things.
Can we get the hell out of this fucking forest?
Well,
We
first
gotta
we
get
have
the
to-
guy down. I'm
yeah,
gonna...
we're helping the plant man.
Yeah.
Make it a softer landing for him, if you would.
Yeah. How would I go about that, DM? Trying to get the plants,
I would
I
just
guess, to
mold
cushion
earth.
it.
I mean, just mold earth or something, or grow some plants if you can.
I can talk to plants. I could ask them. Can I ask the tree to let him down?
Softly.
Nah, this guy's an asshole. Let him fall. Says the tree with a Brooklyn accent.
Oh god, more rude plants.
No. I mean, you can try.
Sure.
Why is every tree in this
I
damn
think you
forest
have
so
the spell
rude?
slot, so we should be fine.
I have, yeah, I've only used 2. Yeah, just, let's see, plus, charisma, plus 2, 21, charisma.
Ah, hello. Who's that down there?
Just a friend of the forest. Could you let, the one in your branches down?
Ah, hello, friend of the forest. I would absolutely love to, because I just love helping people. But unfortunately, I am a tree. I cannot move.
Ah,
Doing so would kill me.
well, thank you.
I'm so sorry, though. I wish you the best of luck in finding an alternative solution to your issues.
Could you ask it if it sees any way to get him down easier?
Do you know of a way we could get him down?
Oh, I'm afraid I don't.
Yep.
I don't have any eyes, so I can't see
Fuck the
anything to
tree,
help
I'm
in this
chopping it
area.
down.
I mean, I can still burn it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit of an asshole. Just
You're
one
fine. I just keep encountering the most.
I think you deserve. I think you deserve to be somewhat. I mean, considering what we all just went through in that combat.
Yeah.
You mean what I specifically did to that combat?
Like,
How high is the tree?
Hmm?
How high is the tree?
It's about 60 feet up.
Okay.
I'll use entangle to try to make a mesh of vines. Would that be something I could do
I'd say so, yeah.
to make it soft?
Yeah. As the wizard sort of falls down, you kind of you quickly just make a little mess of vines, and as the various vines growing from the wizard's body sort of collide, and he sort of falls with a little bit of a bounce, as though he'd just fallen on like a waterbed. Thank.
I'll just sort of walk over, and we'll get you that nutritional drink for you as soon as possible.
Good.
We found we can use those other druids you freed to supply you with more, probably.
Good. Another thing.
This root body, this root spine broken. Move to shade, please.
All right. I'll just sort of look at Rallis. Rallis, you mind helping us move this to a shadier spot?
Guess.
That just be athletics with advantage, since we're all gonna help Rallis.
Yeah, you can just move it.
Okay, just move it.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been 25 with the first roll.
Yeah. Yeah, you just sort of move him over to the shade, and you just like you see him just sort of like readjust his bones and like just nod.
Good. Bring a drink and more roots is good.
I'll just sort of nod at him. All right, I think with that we can head out of here.
Yeah, I need to go speak with someone. I was gonna walk over and probably take the head from you.
What should we do with his body?
We'll leave it to rot.
Do we want to fast travel back to town, or?
Oh yeah. And I'll say that from your investigations and such, you have gained the head of Rug de Rock, the left arm of Rug de Rock, the journal of Rug de Rock,
Oh, did you
And
loot his corpse?
and 50 gold.
I'll take Rug parts and journal.
I guess I have the gold to be redistributed to all of you, and I have his journal.
Okay, so how much gold was it total?
50.
50, so
4 of us.
you want to just say like 10, 10, 10, 20?
I'm fine with that.
Since it was more your deal anyway.
Since we're traveling, I wouldn't mind to take a look at his journal if you like announced that you had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also wanted to take a look
I
at
assume
DM.
it's in
What does it
Giant
say?
or something.
Yeah, so I'll hand it off to you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, hand it off to Big.
It's a
Indeed.
fairly old, very large, well-worn journal. You see a lot of the earlier pages. They seem to be a lot of psalms with sort of war notes written in the margin, like found dragonborn today, removed hands, set free, glory to Aenir, things like that, and then records of battle.
Glory to who?
Glory to Aenir.
Aenir.
Yes.
Would any of us recognize that?
I mean, I can roll religion to see if I know the name.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
It's what?
Aenir.
Religion, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Probably not.
No.
Big wouldn't know.
That's a 9.
I got an 11.
So maybe I heard the name, but
Like, you all might have reason to know, but Big
like
wouldn't.
it's a name that giants say sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, you know vaguely that's something associated with the giants and their faith, but other than that, you're not really sure.
Vane will just assume it's a god of theirs of something.
I'd have to guess storms.
I don't know. I'm thinking deserts, maybe.
And yeah, from that it kind of goes on to notes about a particularly tempting caravan of dragonborn soldiers to take out the next day. After that, you see the dates. It's about a few weeks later, and there's no words on this one, but you see a couple of very well drawn drawings. One seems to be a very wickedly smiling necromancer with very dark, heavy robes over him and sort of symbols of death on his face. The other one you recognize very well, Big. It stumbles. And you just see underneath that in giant hate. And then just records of them eventually coming here, falling in line with the druids to try and heal him, and yeah.
I'll look, I'll show it to you. Does the other necromancer look familiar?
That the mic didn't pick that up at all.
Does the other does the necromancer here seem familiar at all?
Does it?
Ah, yes. You recognize it as the man who gave you your metal body.
It's Ichabod.
And it says hate under both of those people.
Under stumbles.
Yeah, just under both one solid word,
Ah.
hates in bold, underlined.
Yeah. Also, with that, it was a pendant I got that gave me all the other invocation things,
Uh-huh.
correct? That lets me read all languages, you said, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you took Roomkeeper.
Well, the thing I got gives me it. So I'll just sort of look over at the tome, just sort of squint my eyes a bit. And that's written in giant, isn't it?
Yes.
That's odd. I guess this necklace is giving me the ability to read it. Normally I couldn't before.
Well, that's an interesting ability.
And it looks like he didn't have much care for this necromancer or the good doctor.
Indeed. But he did with the druids, oddly enough.
Well, I'd say we can worry more about these things back when we get to shelter.
I'll hand it off to you, the journal. It's got the most to do with you.
Yeah, Rallis is gonna look through it a bit.
No, it mentions different battles.
Yeah.
So, what do you think will come of, wasn't Linda and her folk coming up here?
They were already in the forest.
Yeah, they're like messing around in the forest to get the druid's attention.
Do you think we'll need to check on them?
I mean, I assume we're gonna pass by. Or pass by where they were.
So, as you walk by throughout the woods, you see a few signs of battle. A few bits of blood scattered across the wall, the bark of the trees, or a dropped staff. You pass by a dead druid. Things like that. Signs that conflict has happened. Yeah, you just sort of follow the trail that you had made on your way back to eventually reach the edge of the forests, where there's like a small river going between the border of the forest and the neutral zone. As you do, you see a very, very odd sight. You see Linda's kids just sort of sitting near the bank of the water, playing with a few things, and you see a very tall, robed figure sitting nearby. As you walk by, you see he has very black, ragged hair with bits of gray flecked inside of it. He has a very leaf-like cloak, even though it seems to have been singed a good bit. You see, it looks like a cloak of leaves with all the outline in gray, sort of leaving a small trail of dust and ash wherever he goes. Curiously enough, as you approach, you see that his right arm seems to be very feral, almost a good bit like the infected you've seen so far. Though, as he looks over as you approach, you see no hints of any advanced infection in his eyes at all. So, Roog's dead then.
Yep.
Was that just common? Was that in just common?
Just common.
And do we recognize the voice?
No, it seems to be a new voice.
And you are?
Well, I suppose we'll be learning more of each other soon enough. You see him just... Excuse me. I was going to check my notes real quick. Sorry, I didn't have them up. I thought that battle would last a bit longer. My name is Colden.
How do you spell that?
Caulden.
Is Rallis writing this down, or?
As a player, I'm writing it down in my notes.
I just didn't know.
And you could say, and I'm the archdruid around here.
If that big will stand up a little straighter.
You see him just crack his neck very vainly and crack it the other way.
I understand that these two are the reason you're here.
You just see him like reach out his uninfected hand and just like casually tussle one of the boy's hair. He just like looks up to the guy and smiles.
Children really are the future, aren't they? So
Indeed.
precious. So oblivious to the conflicts of older people. Why, if we could all just remain children forever, not grow up to learn of hatred or strife, remain pure and happy, why, what a wonderful place this world would be.
Believe me, I know more than anyone that even at a young age the world can be much darker.
Ah yes, a good few things can darken our lovely world. A plague, war.
You see him stand and kind of look over towards you, Big, and specifically at your staff.
Someone slaying your sons, taking their staff as a trophy.
Not that I don't trust you, friend, but could you take a step or two back?
Why? I'm not a monster.
No,
I'd
but your
say-
children were. Attacking innocents, slaughtering those who did not fight back. Who couldn't fight back.
I am not here to fight, nor argue.
You see him just like tussle the boy's hair.
Rallis is going to just walk over and place himself in between the two dwarves and him.
I'm not a monster. I don't hurt children. Enough sons have died today.
You see him just like look past you.
Home to your mother now. Shoo. Be safe.
And you see the boys just like look around very incredulously, then rush off across the river.
I'll thank you for not making this worse. But
Well, nature can be cruel, but it is the duty of druids to temper that cruelty so that it does not fall on those undeserving.
agreed. So why were you here?
Well, I'd heard people were attacking my people. I simply helped to repel the issue.
But you're not here to fight.
Not currently, no. I'm here to stop people from entering our domain. I'm certainly not going to stop you from leaving it.
Yes, our acquaintances needed to distract a few of your wards in order for us to enter and retrieve our young wards.
A shame. They're good boys. They'd have made fine members of our circle.
Unfortunately, they were about to be an evening snack for that brute.
I don't doubt it. Was a bit too unrefined for us. It's why he was a useful tool, but we did not deem fit to relieve his suffering.
Perhaps in the future both sides could refrain from making such alliances.
You easily just see him smile.
In the future, one side will not exist.
I don't mean that as a threat. You see the infected hand just sort of has like three very large claws. You see him hold it up just as like a word of warning.
I don't mean that to be rude. It's simply the way things are. In nature, there's prey and predator. And while if the prey lives, the predator starves. If the predator lives, the prey is eaten.
And whichever way it goes, the scavenger wins.
Indeed. There's simply no room for a truce or a compromise in nature.
And, well, you see him give a very wry smile.
I'll admit, I may be taking it a bit personal. All I really had in this life were my sons. I did everything to keep them alive. Then, one beard evolved into a beast before my very eyes. The other one went mad with grief trying to save him. And now things have become quite a proper mess. Well, you see him just turn back towards the woods and put a hand on her trees. You may leave now. I'll thank you not to shoot me in the back.
Well, that was ominous.
Yeah. But as you all are walking off, I do want to just sort of walk for a second and then turn back to the Archdruid, if you all are okay with just going forward.
Okay.
But Vane will just sort of stop, just sort of look back at the Archdruid for a moment. You know, you really should be careful with playing with all your branches and things around an open fire like this. It's really would be a dreadful shame. And then just using his magic to, his eyes just sort of glow and his voice changes to be that of Terznon, that your forest doesn't burn. Before just turning and continuing behind the others.
Yeah, that was fucking ominous.
Hey, Caleb. You should have the tools back at your shop. You think you could fix my eye?
I was about to ask you if you wanted me to.
Yeah. I specialized in being a scout for a while, so not having that sense is not going to be good for me.
Yeah, as you turn and walk back after the party, you just see Cauldron look over his shoulder at you. Forests grow back. What do fires do when they run out of food? And then he just walks off.
So, what do we find when we get back into town?
You guys walk back towards the town. You see a few patrols going out to security area and things like that. You see Linda just waiting at the gates, anxiously and hugging her sons. They run over to her oh, thank goodness, my voice. And she stands back up as you guys approach. Thank you so much. Don't know what I'd do if anything ever happened to these fellas.
Well, you don't have to worry about the bastard who kidnapped them.
Oh, trust me. He would have had to worry about me.
Rallis is just claws and head of Rook. So...
she just says that, looks up, down her, walks back up and says a double take. Oh, well. Hey?
I'm gonna need it back. I have to give it to someone, but...
I see. I was gonna say, I have an old book my granddad used to use. You want this thing bronzed?
Rallis kind of stops for a second. Yes.
Can do.
Mendax would enjoy that a lot. If you want, and Rallis holds out the arm, I can give you this one.
Arm of Midas.
Ooh, tell you what, yeah, I'll keep this one. Ooh, wait. You see her eyes sort of flicker for a bit. We'll put a note in that, never mind. And he as she sets it aside.
God, she's gonna give you
can
back
I
a hood
insight
ornament.
that? Because as a player, I think I know, but can I try and determine as Rallis what she was thinking?
Sure.
That's not the D20 I want to use. That's the
She's
one
gonna make him a
poorly.
tasteful hood ornament. Actually, could you get accessories like rear view mirrors on your shoulders or something?
Just make them just make inside glass parts so they just go...
15?
Yeah, when he needs
15?
them.
Natural one.
Modify heal his eye. and look
No, it's
magnifying
supposed to be a
glass
natural
can
3.
come
I'm
up.
sorry, 16.
Fuck.
Here's the thing. As a player, I'm assuming she was thinking about using that hand to replace one of her husbands. And then went, nah, too alien.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
not
sure it'd be the size of his torso, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure it would be that. I think she's just gonna make a hood ornament.
Just make a trophy of the hand holding the head.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them's gonna be bronzed, so.
That's what I think. If they're both bronzed and together, it would be, a little statue. and the best picture goes to, and then they just hand you that.
So, how long is that gonna take?
Be about 2 hours or so. Well, you got your little shack near the house, yeah? I'll bring it up to you.
Can you bring it up to Caleb's shop?
Can do.
I'm gonna be there for a little bit.
That reminds me. Vane,
Aye.
once I'm done fixing him up, I need to talk to you over drinks.
Very well. Just make sure. Get a good whiskey.
Right.
But, yes. At this point, as we're sort of winding down to the session and such to, get a nice little season finale and whatnot, is there anyone in particular you guys would like to talk to? Because this is a bit of a free time at the moment.
Let's go by. You two want to go talk to each other in a minute. You and I are gonna go do something. Big, what are you gonna do right off the back?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would just go back to Stumble's tent for a little bit.
Okay. And Vane?
After everyone else's thing, I would like to actually go talk to the dwarves for a moment.
You can go with Linda right now.
Big,
Well,
have
I'd
you-
like to do it after.
Big,
Okay.
have you ever considered having any amount of R&R since you've been here?
There's always things to be doing.
I mean, you literally all of us have been through a lot. I'm amazed you haven't decided to just up and say, you know what, I need a drink. Or whatever it is you druids do for fun.
Yeah, I can't say that I've drank before.
You know what, it's a good idea that you don't. Unless you'd like to try it.
I don't know that this would be the best time for that. Never know when something could happen. I know Saladin was looking at attacking.
Yeah, it's fair. See, his wisdom stat's a lot higher than mine, I bet.
It is. It's a high stat.
Yeah.
What is your wisdom anyway?
18.
Shit, I'm actually only 4 below you.
It's the highest stat I have.
And that's why you drink, Caleb.
Yeah, see, it would be. It was a 20. You started out higher.
Hey, I've been through a lot, alright?
Caleb used to have like 28 wisdom, then the alcoholism set in.
At least it hasn't completely fucked up my intelligence stat.
There you go. That's next. That one's
Exactly. That went up.
So, to get this
Yeah, sorry.
down, you're going back to the medic tent.
Just for a moment.
Gonna
anyway.
go wait for Caleb at the bar,
Yes.
and we're gonna go to your shop.
Back to our shot. Yeah, back.
So, as everyone starts separating, I was gonna hang back for a second, and just turn. Hey, Druid.
Yes.
He's gonna turn towards you as Caleb starts walking forward. Good job. And with that, he's going to turn and start walking away.
And here I was expecting another threat.
I was expecting him to fall to one knee and present the ring.
So, do you think we've been gone like at least a day? Think your homunculus has made any sales?
Business has been slow ever since the city went on lockdown.
What's the rent here to own a building?
I can afford it. Back before this place got completely locked down, I had to compromise a lot in order to keep afloat. Normally, my father was completely fine with the business around here, but he died, and I inherited a business rather young, so it took me a while to learn the business trade. So I'm assuming we're now back at the shop. Anyway, once we enter the shop, Caleb's just going to call out, Thibble! Tools!
Rouse is going to go through his things, and I'm sure he probably has some basic schematics for repairs.
A few, yeah. Just basically just like a little slip that shows like a disassembly of your skull, sort of the plating and everything.
Yeah. He's going to go through, find what is needed, and then hand that to you.
I might need a special component or something.
Shut your fucking whore mouth.
Sorry, the way you were talking, I thought that's where it went. You need a enchanted crystal or something.
from across the universe, Rallis said, "Shut the fuck
now,
up."
as he's giving me the schematics for his construction, can I see if I can learn anything new? Like, say, maybe an investigation or insight check or something?
Yeah, I'd say roll me an insight check.
Insight, okay. Thankfully, those actually can't go below 7, or below 8.
Ah.
If they go below 7, or if they go below 8, then I have to, then I treat them as an 8.
Once you get to level 10 as a rogue, you can automatically, anything that you're proficient in will be counted as a 10 base roll if you roll below a 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so insight.
Except for nat ones, obviously, because it's still a crit fail.
17.
Would you have on the repair, would you have advantage since he has schematics?
I'd say so, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so roll again?
No,
Well,
this is your insight check.
Oh, okay.
With the insight, I'm going to need a follow-up nature check, if you don't mind.
Well, shit.
Because you rolled very well on the insight, don't worry.
Would it be nature?
Yeah.
I would have assumed it'd be arcana.
I'll explain why in a second. It'll depend.
That would be a total of 7.
Let me roll again.
We have 2 artificers in the party, but you told me not to go.
So, as you look over the schematics, you get a very good look at them. You sort of see a lot of things about what exactly makes Rallis tick. I'd say you've probably always been a little bit curious. You know, big metal man walking around on his own, and whatnot. Curiously enough, as you do, you see something a bit odd in the schematics. The body seems to be modeled after a dragonborn form, obviously, but yeah, at least on the outside casing. But from your limited knowledge of like biology and things like that, about the differences between races and things, you see that the inner workings of Rallis' body actually don't really resemble a dragonborn form at all. Generally, dragonborns have like a very complex system of nerves and stuff to allow for as like vestigial things from when they once had wings or were dragons and in dragonkin and whatnot. Here they seem to be a few very strong nerves and such, stretched out a good bit, or like very wide open veins. From what you can tell, the inner workings of Rallis' body actually seem to be based more on giant physiology than dragonborn physiology.
The plot thickens. Also, good biology check.
You're probably also smart enough to know not to say anything like that to Rallis.
So, Rallis, you see through one eye his face go pale.
Alright, now Rallis is gonna just kill himself because he's badass and edgy like that.
Caleb's just
I
going
gotta
to
take out
go.
the giants, all of them.
Caleb's just going to clear his throat and. So what new thing other than that did we learn? Did we learn that maybe we could possibly upgrade something of his with that with those lenses?
You were looking at, like, how would he repair it?
Oh yeah, you would see how to repair them, and I would say that based on this information, you know that essentially there's a lot of quote-unquote dead space inside of him, where there's like little gaps between the very large veins, where theoretically, if you had the right materials, you could probably add extra bits in without too much effort, whether it be more internal components or something akin to his talons.
Are you gonna give Rallis fucking brights like he's a car?
No, but you get the horn. It does 1d4 thunder damage.
No, just like, whenever you annoy him, he'll just tap you on the nose. Beep, beep.
Alright, now you've angered me. Behold my war cry.
You say that. If Rallis was a jokey character, I would go for that 100%.
Absolutely.
A bard.
That's my favorite.
If Rallis was a bard.
Hey, level 17, I might immediately fucking multi-class into bard.
You know what? Rallis has found peace. He's gonna try music for a change.
I mean, you know,
Fucking-
He's gotta follow the dream he has.
No,
since
because
he was
at
a
level
boy.
17, as an Echo Knight, I can summon 2 echoes, so I can become a 3-man fucking band.
I am the mariachi band.
I mean, if we ever bring back Smith, I could multi-class him into Bard, and he would do this shit.
There you go.
Have a little music box in his chest he turns to play sales music.
So, you got some new ideas then?
Well, repairing the lenses for your eyes isn't going to be much of a problem at all. Quite frankly, it's actually quite easy to replace, which is great because I imagine that was probably the point. However, you've got an awful lot of unused dead space around different parts of you. And that interests me in particular.
I do. And he's going to kind of glance over at the schematics, but based off his response, he doesn't really understand it.
Yep, that's.
You know what? I think the entire point of you being built this way, I think the point was to give you extension modules. That way we can put on some upgrades if we'd like.
I was built. My body was built for war. It wouldn't surprise me.
Ah. In that case, that would make sense. Turning you into a multi-tool of some sort for battle. You're gonna have to give me a while, and I'll see if I can actually come up with anything. If I can actually come up with any devices or maybe some infusions we could upgrade you with. But for now, let's get that lens fixed, aye?
Okay. I only really know enough to do basic repairs, and well, I can't see up here at all. So,
as a matter of fact. I want to inspect the lenses that he uses for his eyes specifically.
Oh, sure thing.
I'm assuming that's investigation, or is that another insight?
this is probably investigation.
I'd say investigation.
You can actually get close.
Real quick, do I have... detail? No. Okay, I'm just making sure if I had advantage on insight. Or investigation, rather. Don't I?
At 10th level Artificer, you can make Eyes of the Eagle. They're lenses that go over your eye and give you +2 to perception checks.
Well, anyway.
And enhanced.
Oh! That just landed on a 19, so investigation. So... What was that, a 19, or is that a 16?
It was 19.
Okay, yeah. 5. So 25.
What are you looking for exactly?
Well, I want to see how big they are. I want to see how they're fitted. But more importantly, I want to see if we can put in some magnification devices over them.
So. Excuse me.
I'm going to pull up this one. This one's probably good for this.
So yeah, as you sort of like very carefully remove the casing and sort of like inspect the lens a bit, you see the root of the issue seems to be essentially just a little thing on the side of his eye. It's a lot like a rod from the back of his head to the front. It seems to be skewed a good bit, or cranked up in the center, which is sort of what's causing his issue. You see a little bit of fluid leaking out from it. As you inspect it a little bit further, you see that the lens seems to be made out of...
Phlegm.
Ah, yes, phlegm. Glorious phlegm. No.
That's the fluid leaking.
Exactly. Apologies, folks. It seems to be made out of some sort of lazuli gem. It seems like a very bright blue. Oddly enough, as you sort of... it seems to react very oddly. You sort of like rub a finger across it and you see the area where your finger touches turns a little bit of a red color and then blue as it cools back down. You sort of slide it out and it seems to be a very thin bits carved a good bit thinner than anything your tools could probably do. Thankfully, it's not the lens that's broken, and it seems, and even as you like sort of hold it very tightly in your hand, you don't really feel it bend or break at all. From your check earlier, you do know that giants, they generally have like a lot of nerves and such around the area, and thankfully that leaves a good little pocket of dead space where you could theoretically put some sort of vision enhancement thing here.
How would you like to be able to see farther and better?
That could be useful for scouting.
All right, give me just a moment. I think I might have something. And Caleb is going to head over to the storage area of his workshop, and he's going to pull out a few different sizes of magnifying lenses. The same kind that you might put on, like, say, one of those steampunk sniper goggles.
Yeah, like the things you look to, like, check the carats and gems and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
As a second level artificer, you can make the goggles of night that give you dark vision.
I already have dark vision.
Oh.
It's because my eyes glow normally, they cast light.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just get this here. Turn this. And all right. You should be able to move those lenses down in front of your eye there. That way you can actually see even farther, and quite probably you could see clearer at that distance too.
I guess Rallis is going to see if he can do so.
Yeah, as you sort of raise a hand to your face and lower the lens a bit, and you sort of lower it while looking over towards Caleb, and you see, well, every single pore on his face, every single hair in his nose, his eyelashes, immaculate, beautiful even. It seems to do a really good job of, like, improving your vision.
He'll
Which is to say, I didn't expect this, but I will come up with notes to work out how it works out mechanically later.
He'll let them. How tall is Caleb's roof? Like, how tall is the building?
I think it's fairly short, like probably like 10-foot roof or so. No, wait, probably not 10 feet. What am I saying? Wait, what?
It'd probably be.
Yeah.
Is it 2 stories?
2 stories. Top story being both storage.
So
Yeah.
it's probably like 45, 50 feet.
Yeah, so about that. Yeah.
Let's go on the roof and I can look out of the city.
Sure thing.
At that, he'll just kind of look and he'll bring him down and see how far he can see clearly.
Yeah. You get up to the roof and look over the city and can see a good few things. Like way over at the gatehouse, you sort of zoom in and you see John working up a cup of coffee. Just
I love John.
yeah, you can just see like the steam rising from it. You can see the smile in his eyes. It seems like it's working pretty well.
That's what gluing a sniper sight to your face will do.
Miles kind of nods. I like this. Then he turns. You still have all those rifles, right?
I sure do.
You should build some of these for that. That way you can see much further distances.
He's telling you to build sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Caleb Grimes, inventor of long-range death.
If you can get your accuracy up at that range, you'll probably be able to take out things before they can even know you're around.
What he's telling you is you'll have sneak attack.
You know what? That's a good idea. Thank you.
You barbarians focused only on death. I'm sure Vane is doing something much more peaceful and noble at the moment.
Smash cut to Vane, kicking a man in an
I like
alleyway
this.
for
Caleb's
$5.
father. I love this. Caleb's father invented the revolver pistol. Caleb invents fucking sniper scopes.
Exactly. But yes, as the scene closes out here with a unusual sense of happiness between these two.
Yeah, musing on the murder they can commit.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. We'll go now to our good friend Big. As you walk back into the doctor's tent, you see a good few things. You see, see good old Stumbles, sort of like sitting beside Lotric and sort of like holding up a bowl to like sort of feed him. Like I'm not a goddamn child. I know you're not a child, but you don't have hands, man. I can't just let you feed yourself. You can let me try. Okay, sure. Enjoy your soup. And then just sort of stumbles away. You see Lotrick just sort of like, very vainly, sort of like move his arms up a bit weakly and let them fall down to his sides with the bandaged ends sort of like landing on his blanket. Well, I didn't think this through.
You know, I wish Vane were there because he would have so many things to say to that.
That's when he just fucking, like, just buries his face in the soup like a pig.
Yeah, you see him like lean forward a bit and like,
Little did you know, dwarves can drink through their beards like little tubes.
It actually,
No, underneath that beard is his third fist.
no,
He grabs the bowl.
no, he just
the
like,
beard acts as a natural filter.
It purifies the ale.
Exactly.
It's actually a detriment for my drinking habits.
Anyway.
You wouldn't think someone with his disposition would.
Aye, it's how we
spoon-feed
purify.
someone.
It's how we purify water for fermentation.
No, you just put like grapes in there, and then months later, you just suck on your beard and get the alcohol.
Just like fucking wring out the beard. Here comes fucking wine.
It's my family secret recipe, passed down the Armstrong family line.
For
That's
generations.
Aye, that's why we call it ginger vineyard.
ah, yeah. So you see that, you see good old Quat and Liza off to one side, sort of like working on a few things. You see Quat setting up like a little bit of a chair table, sets out a few crystals and things like that. Liza's just like strumming along on her lutes, things like that. Seems like an oddly peaceful setting for the little tent.
Yeah, first time in a while, Big surrounded by so many people he likes, and they're peaceful.
Yeah.
So, I guess on arrival, yeah, like walking in, he'll walk up to the dwarf. What's his name?
Lotrick.
Yeah, Lotrick. Well, you'll be happy to know we got the main guy, and Rug was his name, and got your got your children back.
You see him just like nod and sigh in relief. Thank goodness. He like looks up a bit awkwardly. Don't suppose you got he like holds up his arms a bit and then lets him fall back down.
No, they were big. Thinking back to what Rug did with them, they were we didn't find them.
All the same, he probably just threw him away anyways. Well, thank you. I'd shake your hand, but well,
Good to see you're in good spirits, at least.
well, I'm alive and got a beautiful wife, and thanks to you, hold my kids. So it's gonna be a challenge, but I don't know. He just like shakes his head. It's hard to be in good spirits, but I find myself in them anyways.
Well, that's good, and your people are known for being hardy and adaptable, if nothing else.
Yeah. My wife is a hell of a blacksmith, so I suspect I'll be back to my old shenanigans soon enough. Might even have a little lighter in the thumb.
Surely. And he'll walk up to Stumbles and I guess how's everything going here?
You see Stumbles just like just sort of smile. Well, I'll be honest. He like gestures over his shoulder. A dwarf with no hands is perhaps my best patient. Take that as good news or bad news, whichever you prefer, lad.
Fair. Have you heard of a fellow named Rug or Ichabod?
Yeah, you see him sort of like mixing up potions, and he like stops midway through. Oddly specific question. What brings it up, lad?
Oh, Big, just, I guess, eyeing Stumbles a little differently. I saw it in a journal we got from a feller who had kidnapped his children.
Ah.
Had your name next to a fellow named Ichabod's.
Ah.
Would you know anything about that?
Perhaps.
Hmm.
You see him just like you see his hand shaking a bit as he sets the potion down.
It's a long story, lad. Long story. You seem like a scratcher his cheek a bit. I was a doctor during the War of the Giants up north, you see. Patrol went up there with help out the Dragonborn. Figured we helped them beat off the giants. They joined the Empire. Over and done in a few months or so. Easy war. I obviously know about my magical tendencies. He reaches down and taps his legs with a bit of a loud, dull clinking. And well, they said that if we helped out with the combat and such out there, then we could practice in peace. Legalized necromancy. That'd be hell of a thing, wouldn't it?
Aye, it would. Big leans back smiling. But,
Yeah. Well, there's folks like me who want to explore it to help people. You know,
Aye.
make legs for people what don't have legs, or heal. Ichabod is not that. Well, if they hadn't made him the deal, he'd be off on the hills somewhere, raising an army of the dead and raiding villages. Very stereotypical sort. Whenever we were using our magic to heal, he looked bored. Didn't ask patients their name, just asked how they were feeling, and if the necromancy was helping, was only interested in results, not in what those results did to folk. Came to be about 5 months or so into our time up there. We had a lot of reports of fellows missing their hands. Dragonborn, soldiers from our side, what have you. And we found out it was all the work of some fellow named Rug the Rock. I wanted to find a way to help them. Started studying how to reattach hands and such, or make limbs out of bone. Things like that to alleviate their suffering. I couldn't just send a man home with no hands and say, have a good life, thank you for your service. And to his credit, Ichabod was brilliant in that he helped out a good bit in developing the magic needed for it. Came to be, one day, this Rug the Rock fellow was captured. Miracle. Wonderful thing. Till they had him knocked out and set in a room with the two of us. I thought we were supposed to heal him or something, make sure he was fit to face trial for all he'd done. Then, you see him just close his eyes and sort of pinch his forehead. Then, General of the Army set a bunch of knives in front of us. Said, that magic you got to reattach limbs. Let's stress test it. Had us... You see, a tear roll down his face. He, brushes it away. Had us hack the man apart. I'd never seen so much blood before. That's not what I got into magic for. He just gives a very brief exhale. Well, we were done. Ichabod said he had lots of new notes to try out, and I resigned the next day. I went home. I didn't care if they hunted me down. I didn't care if they threw me in prison. I could not be there. I didn't want my magic to be perverted in such a way. And, well, never heard what happened to Rug, never heard what happened to Ichabod. But Well, apparently now I know what my work has brought about. You see him, like, polishing one of his the potion jars very fervently, like, until it, like, cracks in his hands. Ah, fucking... But, I don't recommend working with armies, lad. They make you second guess everything and make half measure after half measure until your work is being used to hurt.
Oh, that's a lot to take in.
Well, think on it a few years and it won't seem so big. Or at least that's what I hear. I've been thinking of it every day since, and he just goes silent and, like, shakes his head.
Well, from what I can gather, I think Ichabod at least did go on to do some good. I know. Apparently he helped with Rallis.
Yeah, he just, he blinks a bit and nods. He seems to almost say something more, then, like, shakes his head again.
I think it's gonna get harder rather than easier coming up. We also encountered the druids on the way up here. Or the leader.
Ah, yes, that fella.
Yeah, their archdruid. He was very ominous and...
Aye, they'll do it. Strange fellow. Been trying to get him to come down for an examination there for a while now, even before all this conflict. I see his arm.
Yes, you
Hey.
know what caused that.
No clue. That's what I want to find out.
It almost looked infected.
It is infected. Infection stopped at the shoulder, didn't progress any further.
Oh,
It's like a partial immunity, from what I can tell. Not even any of the immunities got that, they just shrug it off. But for it to have started and then stopped, he's been living with that arm for years now. No sign of him turning beast, no sign of him turning feral.
huh.
Hey. Hopefully he doesn't get killed in this conflict. I need him alive to learn what the hell is going on with that.
Yeah, that could be useful. And with that, I guess I'm good with that for now.
Ah, yeah.
So,
So
Vane.
yes. Vane.
I mean, at the moment, I'm just waiting on Caleb.
Ah, fair.
So I guess if we want to bounce back to Caleb and Rallis for like 2 seconds.
Ah, sure.
As we come back down, Rallis is going to reach into his stuff and actually pull out the other schematics for his body and pass them off to you. If you think it can add stuff, this is more or less how I'm put together. I don't think it has everything, but these were given to me so that I could at least maintain my body.
All right, I can work with this. Thank you.
And I guess as we head out, Rallis is going to go. He's going to just head over to Reverend's to go talk to him until Linda shows up.
Alright.
So we can come back to that later.
Ah, yeah.
What did Vane say he wanted again? Whiskey, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Strong whiskey.
Vexia mostly uses whiskey.
So it's like kind of like a home feeling it gives him.
I mean, it's just what they grow there.
Oh, that's wheat, right?
Yes.
Wheat or barley, I think.
Yeah, well, I think barley's more for beer, isn't it?
No, that's,
yeah, that's right.
hops. I
Hops,
think.
yeah.
Ah,
But, yeah. You guys, yeah. Sure there's not anyone you want to talk to in town, Vane, or
After this.
after this? Alright. But, yeah. You all sort of
Vane just stood outside waiting.
eventually sort of reconvene at the bar. You see a
Sorry.
very loud
very loud chorus of dwarven singing inside. You see good old Robert just frantically serving drinks. You kind of walk in, and the Dramakill side of his head just looks over like, ah, good, big spender. He's like, hey. You see Robert like raises out her hand and just like smack him in the face. Nah, that fellow's a hero. His drinks are on us tonight. No!
I'm good to pay. As a matter of fact, give me your finest whiskey if you would. A bottle even.
A bottle?
Finest whiskey.
A bottle and 2 glasses.
Ah, well, hey, I can do the finest whiskey. Dramakill, where did we put it? It was either top shelf or bottom shelf. Which one was it? It'd be the top shelf, wouldn't it? No, you put the stuff on the top shelf that you want people to that isn't expensive. Then people think it's expensive, and if they steal it, they steal gruel. That tracks, but I don't know. I think we keep all the cleaning stuff on the bottom shelf. Well, feed them the cleaning stuff then. They'll probably clean out the system. Drama.
I mean, most cleaners 100 proof, so...
Drama. We've talked about this. We can't poison the customers, or we won't have customers. But then we don't have to worry about repeat customers. All those people who get too casual, use first names and shit. No, Drama, we...
They need couples counseling.
Just like see him walk over, reach over and smack the Mind Flayer face again, then like kneel down and start rummaging in the bottom shelf. Yeah, this is no, that's bleach.
This is probably it.
There we are. He like holds up a nice bottle of crystally golden liquid and like sets it in front of you.
How much bleach you think Thane could drink before dying? Like more than the average person or less?
With a +6 con save, probably a couple ounces above average.
There you go. At least one small shot.
Thanks. What do I owe you?
Tell you what, I got this still in the back. It's been on the fritz a bit, making a bit of odd noises every time I try and use it. You fix that up sometime next week, we'll call it even.
Fine by me. Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy, friend. And you go to find a table. You see, the dwarves off in one corner, it's like chanting and singing. You see like one sort of making very rough schematics for like new hands. They don't seem to be very functional, but they look cool. You see Enika just like sitting to one side, like flipping a knife back and forth in her hands. Meanwhile, Noose is just like seems very, very drunk and is just juggling constantly. Like, you look ridiculous. And he just like turns, flips her off, catches the ball with his other hand.
Wasn't Noose looking after the kid, or is Reverend still looking after her?
Reverend is.
Okay.
Yeah, good old Kayla.
Yeah, your newest warlock apprentice.
I think she was a sorcerer, but whatever.
Anyway, we'll find a place where we can more easily listen to one another. So something a bit away from the noise.
Yeah, like a nice corner booth.
You know how Vane likes silence in his bars.
Anyway, I'll hand him one of the glasses, and then pop open the whiskey and pour us both some drinks. Sorry for the wait. I was fixing up Rallis.
No problem. I'll just point to some, or nod to some freshly stitched up wounds. Just fixing up some of the damage from that last fight.
Yeah, remind me never to go and fuck with the storm mage again.
Believe me, there are some other types of mages who do much worse.
Anyway, well, I needed to talk to you about something that happened in Vexia. I remember you saying that my father's business had some dealings in there, right?
They did.
I need you to tell me everything that you know about it. Also, I wanted to properly apologize for the friendly fire incidents.
Let me...
Is that a touchy subject for Vane?
Tell me what you know about my father's death. Also, sorry for shooting you.
Several times.
Considering Vane knows what happened, the things being made in the other campaign you all saw, give me a second. You want to go ahead and roll your insight?
Me?
Yeah, against my deception.
15.
Okay. Vane will just sort of tense up for a second. Well, I believe it was just some crossbows, nothing all that particular or anything. And you can notice him just sort of bending back a bit, and you can tell he's definitely trying to play things down and just try and move on from the subject without actually addressing anything.
Man, it's a real good thing that I actually have a... Wait, come to think about it.
Are you proficient in insight?
Come to think about it, I need to check something real quick. Not only am I proficient in insight, I have expertise in
I
it.
mean, he's an investigator, so...
Inquisitive gives me the
He
ear for
looks
detail.
through your ass like it's transparent.
I mean, I rolled a 2.
Oh.
I mean, I have a +8, but still.
Leveling up Rallis.
Yeah,
for
since we're
God's
leveling,
sake, where
I
is
have
it?
nothing to do right now.
Oh, wait, that's
Guy,
right.
just
It's a
go
fucking
ahead.
rogue
gaseous
subclass.
form
I'm
at
dumb.
this level.
Yes.
I can make me or someone else into a cloud of gas.
I am so sorry about that. I should have been ready on the draw with this one. Okay.
After this next
Yeah.
long rest, I'm going to have 100 hit points exact.
And then for some reason, it's just seriously not showing up.
Oh, and before we call it a night, I do have one more thing I want to do.
Well,
Alright.
I had it.
Oh, you're on Sorcerer.
Oh, yes, I am. Sorry about this, folks. I really should have been ready for this. Yeah, yes, I am. Okay. Thought I changed it back. There we go. Inquisitive, okay. You develop a talent for picking out lies. Whenever you make a wisdom insight check to determine whether a creature is lying, just treat a roll of 7 or lower on the... Okay, yeah, just making sure if I specifically had any advantage. But since I beat it anyway, Caleb's going to take a sip of whiskey. I appreciate you playing that down for my sake, but I'm gonna have to ask that you start telling the truth. I want to hear it. I need to hear it.
Vane will just sort of put the drink down, just sort of fold his hands up and just sort of lean into him. Well, I haven't seen myself. Apparently your father had made them purposefully faulty as weapons so they wouldn't be as efficient, but apparently he was too good at making them faulty, and with that much skill, we actually saw an opportunity to reverse engineer it into other things, teaching our own artificers how to create more magically inclined materials, and apparently the head of my group, Tazern, he's decided to work with a wealthy individual there named Christopher Verkus, I think, in creating a mechanized weapon of some sort, a metal devil of some kind, using it as a potential weapon of war or against any threats that might be too great for simple men to beat.
That's impressive.
Although from what I know, the only part they couldn't figure out was how to power the thing. Though whenever I left, I believe the only solution they could find was... And Vane will just sort of look off to the side and just sort of crack his neck for a moment. Human hearts. usually those of the still living.
I see. It doesn't make any sense. My father always told me to be excellent in all the things that we craft. He made sure that nothing that left our shop was in faulty condition. Absolutely nothing. He'd even have me double-check everything. Why in the world would he send a bunch of faulty weapons to any of our customers, especially in a place as big as Vexia?
Presumably because it was Vexia. Our reputation is not the kindest in the world. The ones we still have are good enough at dealing with the unholy, allowing regular crossbows to actually harm them, which is enough for our purposes, but with the faults he put in, it was just too big of an opportunity for some of our group when they saw them. He truly was perfect at making them, even perfect faults, but perhaps a bit too good at it.
Yeah, well, a lot of good that did him, or the rest of our family. They were killed by Inquisitors all the same. And then some time will pass, and Kayla will be mostly silent, just just kind of like stewing in there with that knowledge. Well, thank you for telling me all of that.
Well, it wasn't much, and probably not what you wanted to hear, but although there is another part to it, it also gave a bit of inspiration to the artificers in the Hells, I believe, sent off the actual model there, and I believe they found some use for the ingenuity in another of the creations he made, the revolvers he made. They found some use for it in upgrading some weaponry on the Clansguard's personal ship. So, hopefully that should be virtually completed by the time I got back. Thankfully those ones, Vane will just sort of chuckle a bit, aren't powered by human hearts.
Let me ask you another thing. Something a bit different now. If I asked you for some assistance in committing an action, an action that some might consider a bit illegal, especially around these parts, do you think you could help me get away with it?
Depends on what it is.
As I said, my father was killed off by a bunch of Crusaders. Before I do any further digging, I don't care what their reasons were. They took everything from me. They nearly ruined my life. I had to learn the trade on my own. I had to compromise so many things of the morals that my father taught me. They nearly ruined us. I want revenge. And I don't just want revenge against them. I want revenge against them and the god that abandoned me.
Well, if the time were right and it wouldn't hinder me in my missions, I suppose I could assist somewhat.
Believe me, if anything, this might just help your mission. But first things first. Bright Eyes has promised that she would help me in finding some of the men that some of those killers that still roam these walls. But given the nature of my requests, I don't think she fully trusts me, as she shouldn't. So if she won't help me in my revenge, then I figured that you might be the next best option I've got.
I could look into it should the need arise.
Good. Caleb will finish off the glass of whiskey that he had. How much of the bottle have we gone through by this point?
Probably like halfway done by now.
Yeah, cool. Here. You can keep the bottle. Take it as I suppose upfront payment.
Alright, but if it ever does come down that you need my assistance, we'll have to seal it a bit more officially.
Caleb will nod. Fine by me. And then after that, Caleb will just get up and then head back to his shop. Which, when he gets there, he will do just a tad bit of extra digging and look through and try to find some of his father's old ledgers to run, and maybe see if he can find maybe a new lead on perhaps certain names or anything to do with any of the Vexians.
So,
if that's it, Vane would like to go off and do his thing.
Oh, yeah. What you got, Vane?
He is going to... Is Linda at the bar?
Linda is currently, down in the sewers.
yeah,
Okay.
she went off with Rook's head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if she was celebrating with all the other dwarves. But yeah, after that, Vane will just sort of take the bottle, stow it, and he's going to actually head down to the sewers and see if he can speak with Linda.
Oh, yeah, you head down into their little community down there. You see... Excuse me. Yeah, it seems mainly deserted with a lot of the, dwarves up in the main city. You see a few people sort of, milling about a bit. You see, your one dwarven friend just, making maps off in one corner. Linda's, in the back area with a forge. You see a very large bubbling cauldron of sort of yellowish metal bubbling as it's heated over a fire. And just her idly hammering at a few things.
Yeah, I'll just sort of come in and... what was her last name?
Slateheart.
Slateheart? Okay. Miss Slateheart?
Yeah, she turns her head and waves. Howdy, lad. How can I help you?
Well, I just had something I wish to speak to you about after helping free your husbands and his sons from their tormento and bring you his head.
Well. She holds up the head a bit and smiles. I do appreciate that bit. And you see her walk over while holding the head by the hair and just dipping it into the liquid.
And Vane will just sort of come over and stand by her to watch. I do wish there was more you and your dwarven friends could have done to help.
She lifts the head out and set it to the side. Well, I do wish that. Well, sorry to hear that. Forgive me if my sons risking their lives and my husband being in a bed bleeding out were inconvenient for you.
No, not at all. I more so meant I wished that you all had been able to seek out the vengeance yourself without our aid.
Apologies. It's been a long day.
Yes.
Can you get a little bit closer to the mic?
Yes, it has been quite long, but I did want to speak to you about a way you and your dwarven fellows could perhaps get a bit more powerful in order to bring retribution to those who sought to cause more harm to your family.
Oh, really?
And Vane will just sort of take out like a pendant of Tarzanon. The one who grants me my power, he gave me the power to put down that, just sort of nod over to the head, monster. And if your kind would be interested, I'm sure he would more than gladly give you more than enough assistance in protecting your family against any threats, be they mortal or magical.
Vane up to shenanigans again.
She just smiles. A fine offer, but one I'll refuse.
Well, should you or any of your kind seek retribution against a wrongdoer, don't hesitate to let me know.
I'll be sure to. She just gives a very warm, grandmotherly smile as she lightly pats you on the shoulder in a very bless your heart kind of way.
And Vane will just sort of set down the pendant next to the head and head back out.
Take care now, dearie. Well, now then, let's see. Let's see if we can't get this face looking a bit more scared, eh? And, yeah. And with that...
do we want to finish up
yes,
with...
did you have... Oh, yeah, we had something else for Rodney.
You had something else you wanted to do?
Yeah, you can go first if you want.
Now you can go first.
Alright. So, I've been wanting to do the homunculus servant infusion for a little while. But it says you need a gem worth at least 100 gold. I was wondering if Glitter's core worked as a gem for that.
Absolutely would.
So, yeah, I guess a little later in the night, after everything finishes up and all that, Big will pull the core out of his bag and, I guess walk up to, one of the tables they use for making medicines and such, and just get to work on that.
Alright. And yes, as you toil away into the night, as you sort of slowly craft a body around a small core, you begin to hear a voice. Ow! Hey, what happened? It seems to be a bit staggered and staticky, but it is coming from the core.
Oh. Nice.
No dance.
Okay. So while we're waiting for Linda, Ron's gonna walk over and just knock on Reverend's door.
Me there in a moment. You just sort of hear very careful footsteps as that the Reverend stands up and opens the door. As you look in, you see it is daughter and Kayla just sort of sleeping on the couch. He raises a finger to his lips and very carefully closes the door. Evening, lad. I take it went well then.
We managed to find the person who attacked Linda's husband.
Ah. Well, not always one to advocate killing, but some people, the world are just simply better off without.
Yeah, he was a war criminal from Kusan.
Ah.
So, we managed to bring him down, though. It definitely didn't start well.
Oh, how's that?
Well, it started with Vane and Caleb taking a leap off the roof, involuntarily.
Ah. Yeah, that'll do it.
But we managed to, I believe Vane and Caleb managed to bring him down in the end.
Ah. I did see a large tree in the air and then a tornado earlier. Would that have that wouldn't happen to correlate, would it?
That would have been us.
Ah. It's always you people. Yes, gives a very wry smile. I'm glad you came out of it alright, little lad.
I was gonna be silent for a second and look over to him. Let me ask you something. When something you believe to be true is challenged, what do you do?
Yes, seems thoughtful for a second. It's a very philosophical question, lad. Something that many priests spend their whole lives thinking. Well, the general thing I try to do is look at that challenge as a challenge. If something I believe is challenged, then perhaps I'm wrong. And even if I'm not, I owe it to myself to look at it as objectively as I can, so as to make sure it's not blind faith. Faith is only worth a thing if it's not faith for the sake of faith.
Perhaps. Well, this is then going to kind of look up towards the sky and just fall silent for a while. With that, if that's when you want Linda to show up.
Yeah, and as the as the scene becomes a bit more wistful and you sit in silent reflection for a while, you just hear Linda, like walking up the street, like, "Hey, I gave him a really scared look, lad. You can see the fear in his eyes."
Yeah, I'm sure my old commander's gonna love that. With that,
You
Rallis,
planned this, didn't you? You're having a moment there. I had a lady bring a severed head into my house.
we're on the porch.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
I can't even be angry.
Good night, Reverend.
Good night, lad. Take care.
Rallis is gonna go get the head and thank Linda before heading home.
And with that, season finale!
If anyone was watching, thank you for dealing with our bullshit.
Agreed. It's been a bit of a ride. Thank you, people at home. Thank you, people here with me. Thank you, pretty much anyone hearing this, really, because I love you.
And next time we come back, will be 4 episodes where we're all having a very fun theme. Should we reveal what that theme is going to be?
Oh no, I refuse.
What about the rest of you? Should we reveal the theme? What we're going to be doing next time we record?
Sure.
Next time you guys see us, you'll be seeing Soren, Tristan, Neon, and I all playing barbarians with our DM, who will be having an existential crisis as he is forced to deal with 4 idiots.
So you'll be seeing me as you usually see me.
Basically.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.